Alright, so Structor's Computer Corner is on hiatus for the time being because I can't think of anything else to talk about with this computer. Lead leg's working fine and everything, so not much to say. So I'm going to start a new series. This is called Structor's Music Search. Mostly because I don't really. I'm out to try to find what my music tastes are. Because I don't have any. Well, technically I do. I've enjoyed, like, say, some video game music in the past, and that introduced me to, say, the Tracker music by Skaven and Purple Motion and such. But now I'm actually going to be looking for real CD albums and such. Stuff that I haven't really bothered to look at in the past. But yeah, and searching for them in thrift stores and such, often buying albums blind and stuff like that. I really got introduced to this because of the hardware, ironically. Usually it's the music that makes you want to buy the hardware, but for me it's the other way around. So here's my two CD players that I have. I'll move the mouse out of the way. And I'm going to talk about these two. Now, let's start with the one on top. Now, this is a pretty nice CD player from the 80s, SLP 150 by Techniques, if you prefer that pronunciation. They can also be called Technics, but I don't really like that. I bought it for $30 off of eBay, and it seemed like a pretty good deal. Of course, then I found the one on the bottom for $6 at a thrift store in town. But oh well. This one is a pretty decent machine for the late 80s. Not the most full-featured machine. It's obviously not a changer. But let me show you it on. Lights up like that. And it's got like repeat and such, and you can change the time mode and program, which I have no idea what that does. It had a remote, but I don't have it. And there's a CD tray opening up. Quite a noisy CD tray, as well as a slow one too. But yeah, play CDs fine. One thing there's a couple things you have to worry about though. First of all, the RCA jack on the back. If you probably can't see, it's not even plugged in. But anyways, the RCA jack on the back is actually worn. It only works if you unplug the jack slightly, so otherwise you don't get right channel audio, which is very irritating. I contacted the seller. The seller was thankfully able to give me a discount on it because it still works fine as long as you got that plugged in there. So I didn't really want to return it. But yeah, it plays CDRs, but gotta watch out for another thing about it. Let's put this one in. And let's see, open, close. If you put a CD in, have it spin up and such, and then hit open, close again, it'll pop out spinning. You might not have been able to see that, but it definitely was spinning when it came out. And that's not good. That will scratch up the bottom of the disc. Don't worry about this disc. This is a dud. I tried putting in the CD burner. CD burner rejected it. Said sector analysis failed. So yeah, it's junk now. Okay. Won't damage my CD player. But yeah, you gotta make sure to watch out for that though. These things eject spinning discs, so you gotta hit stop and then eject. Not in any other order. Display is also quite nice. I like how the play lights up. Well, it won't light up here because there's no disc in it. But yeah. And of course, right after I bought that, so I had the choice between this or a more expensive but supposedly better mash player, which mash is like a technique, sorry, term for a 1-bit DA and some noise shaping in order to make the sound better. And I've heard they're really good and such. And so I figured, yeah, I'll get the 1980s one anyways without mash because I figure I'll be able to find a mash one in a thrift store around now. And guess what? I find this one in a thrift store. So yeah, this is nice Smash CD changer. I really didn't want a CD changer at first, but I've really grown fond of this machine. Like I like the display and such, and close. You can change out two CDs at the same time, which is pretty nice. Let me just show you the mechanism. Control skip CDs. Allow you to load it up with 5 CDs at the same time. Stuff like that is really nice. And then if you want to randomize the tracks, you got all your random here. Like you have a full or one disc. You can spiral through all the tracks. You can just replay one disc or repeat one disc, which you probably never do. And skip to a disc. It's got all the features you really want out of a CD changer. So yeah, that's just fantastic. But you know, for as much as I hear about how good the quality of MASH is, I can't tell the difference between these two machines. Huh. But yeah, I'm certain you probably won't be able to tell the difference. But yeah, and what am I listening to these on? Well, I have the line in connected to lead leg here. Yeah, get these computers mixed up sometimes, and have that going to a pair of headphones. I don't have a speaker system set up, but I do at least have a pretty decent pair of headphones. These are Sony MDR V55s. And these have fantastic sound, very clear, a very good amount of bass and such, and they're only $50 on Amazon. Well, they were when I bought them. I think they've gone up since then, but you can get a pair for $50 on eBay now. Just beware for counterfeits, which I don't think they make counterfeit V55s, but always be careful with eBay, especially if you're getting imports from like Hong Kong or so. But yeah, another reason I got them is because they look beautiful. They just look fantastic. However, while I do love these headphones, I would not suggest buying them unless for a couple reasons, because they're on the ear and the pressing force is very large. They will hurt your ears after just like an hour of listening to them. I've gotten used to them, but there was a lot of pain along the way. I'd say instead of going through all that, if you have $50 and want a good pair of headphones, you probably should buy a used Sony MDR V6 or MDR 7506, or you can save up $30 more and get a new pair of 7506. And that will have a flat equalization curve, which means there's no extra bass in it. But uh, but that's not a problem, because on lead leg here we have, come on, an equalizer. So if you want more bass, just turn up the bass. Easy enough. So yeah, I figure they can handle them. I mean, the V6s I think have like 40mm drivers. Should be just fine. However, if you don't have the budget for a $50 pair of headphones, then you can always get the $20 pair, which these have decent bass as well. These are the MDR ZX100s, and I highly recommend these as well. They For the price, they're the best sounding headphones I've had. Also, they're very durable. I've had them for 3 years by now. I got them in the Christmas of 2012, and they still work. What do I have to thank for it? Just one thing. Where is it? This right angle cable. If you have headphones that don't have a right angle cable, then get yourself a right angle adapter. It'll save you tons of money off of broken headphones, because the right angle adapter means if you tug on the cable, it's less likely to bend the connection. Of course, I just prefer if computers would just use a bigger headphone, one of the bigger studio headphone ports, but whatever. Right angle cables are a good compromise. And if you notice, the V55 also has that. Well, the V6 and the MDR 7506 don't have that. They have very long cables and coiled cables as well, so it probably doesn't matter too much. But yeah, that's what I'm listening to them to on. Uh, and that's about it for this one. Um, and on the next one, I'll cover a few albums. In fact, I'll show you what albums there are. These ones. Yeah. Let's go record that episode now, why don't you say?